Hello everybody, how are you? Trust everyone is well. It's a Sunday and we're out at Hollywood Beds Gravel. The 8 races that we're going to get through, it is the Gravel Turf Meet that we're going to look at, and we're hoping that we can start the first with a bang. Just a reminder about our social media handle at Weighted to Win. That's on our Twitter account. We've also got a WhatsApp number which is displayed on your screen at the moment. You're welcome to join at any given time by sending your name or email address. And of course we're on 4racing.tv, DSTV 240. There are many ways of engaging in terms of obtaining the information. Well, we did well in the week. We got a pick 6 during the course of the week. That's why those donuts are sitting there. Thanks to Daryn Burroughs. He got the boys 15,000 in return. There were PAs won through Darryl and Daryn and Biopots. We've been collecting, thank goodness. It's always important, and hopefully we can do that throughout Sunday. Let me start with you, Daryn. Can we back the Kotzenos in the first?
Clyde, he does look the horse to beat, but I'm quite surprised he's dropping in trip because he quickened up late over 1,200 meters. He was staying on at the finish to get beaten a length, and now he's dropping back to the 1,000 meters. So if that's just not on the sharp side, he's definitely the horse to beat. Path to Freedom showed good improvement, should be right there. And then the first timers, Ice Angel, lovely bred, what a winter out of a farm mare, Follow the Market, and Rugger Bugger out of Hammy's Hooker. She won the Tiberchina. She placed in 3 grade 1s. A very good pedigree, but I haven't seen market support.
It's interesting you mentioned Ice Angel the first time. And Mace Roberts says in the front of the book, nice scopy filly. So that's probably the one I think watch out for from a first-timer's perspective. Market's got Manos trading at the moment. Darryl at on Friday, 13-10 and 9-2 bar that.
Yeah, no value.
No value about that,
Fair.
yeah. And nothing's come to win, has it? I mean, there's no...
Okay, debut. I mean, plenty of scope for improvement on the turf now. Darren's touched on, he comes back in trip. No value whatsoever.
Okay, what's your first choice?
I've got a few in the bipod this leg, Clyde, but I am quite strong on a certain horse over here, number 2, Path to Freedom. I thought he came out slow on by design in his second start. From a neat draw. Now, I think he'll be pushed forward, get put into this race, and I'm expecting him to win. So 2 for me. 2 for me to open up the card.
Golf puller, and they're in good form. From that came Captain Spirit, didn't it? That come to win from that form. Not one run. Well, there are a few runners, but
so I'm expecting him to reverse that form with Ice Kingdom. Now, Ice Kingdom did have some issues at the start last time out, but he's 4 kgs worse off with Path to Freedom, coupled with the fact in the reversal in the draws. So 2 for me. All
right, so it sounds like you'll be taking the 9-2.
We will be taking the 9-2.
We will be. Yeah, you see, I can read in between the lines. He's taking the 9-2 Path to Freedom. You want a donut?
After the show.
Okay. Let's get the pie pots up. Let's start there quickly before he takes the 9-2. 2, 3, 6, 10, by Banker 6, by 4 and 7, by 2, 5 and 8, by 1 and 3, by 5, 8, 10. Why, if you're taking the 9-2, would you not just take your chances and banker this horse?
I suggest to the viewers of your Clyde, take 2 bar pots, Banker Path to Freedom in another.
Okay, I thought so. All right, well, that's the play. Race 1. On to the next race on the card now. Let's talk about race number 2. It's a maiden class field. Market perspective, they've got this horse top of the boards, Daryn. See It Again, who's trading at even money, and 11-2 about Hunter's Arrow. See It Again, we know what happened. We spoke about it first time. We heard last time the horse was supposed to run that. I'm not exactly sure of the reason why it didn't run, but we heard Mace's interview that he had to take it out. Hopefully all is well now. You make it the one to beat?
Probably one of the better bets of the weekend, this horse, See It Again. I think he ran a temperature on race day, if I'm not mistaken, but obviously took it out. And his 2 form lines, second on debut, 4 winners from that form line. And last time out behind Cheeky Laddie, also 4 winners from that form line. I thought very unlucky last time out. Rachel was holding the side of the gate when they opened the pens, and he lost a bit of ground at the start, which probably cost him. So definitely the horse to beat and a banker.
And, of course, now going around the turn, it's a Gravel. It's a 14 going further, which one would assume would be more in its favour.
Clyde, what's...
But you were worried about playing behind the gate. Remember you gave me this whole story about that?
Well, we got the information that he's been reschooled since his last start.
Okay.
If he behaves beyond the pens, I expect him to win. Darren's touched on the form lines. And more importantly, Clyde, the pre-race comments on Mace Roberts suggests he really thinks highly of this sort. He's got a serious future ahead of him. And if he thinks that much of him, I'm happy to bank him in all bets. I think number one, Lucky Dollar could make some improvements on what he's showing today. I mean, he's been fitted with blinkers and the tongue tie, back on the turf surface from a one draw. Play around with trifectas and quartets. Add the one in.
Okay, there are a few first-timers in here. Comments making reference to nice horses but need the run, etc. But positive comments, so we'll watch out for those in the near future. But we're on one horse here. Let's have a look at what the play is. This is Darryl's PA. We are bankering, see it again, the 6 by 4 and 7, by 2, 5, 8, by 1 and 3, by 5, 8, 10, by 4, 8 and 13, by 2, 6, 9. It's a 324 Rand place accumulator for our Hollywood Bets Gravel second race. Of course, Daryn has also worked it out, doing the same, banker 6, but then in the second leg, bankers the 7, third leg, bankers the 6. So first half of Daryn's PA is going quite light in as far as those bankers are concerned, because the 7 being Afropolitan and the 6 being Mel's Princess, all bankers for him, and he's spending 375 Rand. Well, we've got a pick 6 during the course of the week, and Daryn's going to give us his pick 6 in a moment. This is a maiden class field. Let's talk about this horse, Afropolitan. Daryn is improving with every single time he comes to the races.
Yes, he's got the come-on look about him. I think he's going to love this trip. Last time out, he challenged Pirate Prince all the way. I know he went to the front. Pirate Prince went next to him, and then he's fought on all the way to the line. They pulled well clear. I just think he's got the come-on look and he's the right horse. I did back him up with the long-time maiden Dawn Mission. The blinkers removed. He may settle better, and I think he's got the upset potential.
All right. So that is quite interesting, because they obviously come from the same stable. So what's the plan in your side?
Yeah, I'm not really in Dawn Mission's camp anymore. I've called a day with him, Clyde. Afropolitan, now his latest 2 starts have been on the poly track. So he's on turf now.
Yeah.
But like Daryn touched on, he battled on extremely gamely in his later starts, and they were 11 lengths clear of the third place runner. So I'd make him the horse to beat. Rockfall and Dawn Mission finished more or less alongside each other on that temperate zone run.
Yep.
Both weren't doing much in the latter stages. They were close to walking. I've opted to back up Afropolitan with the filly, because she does get her 6 allowance. Mythical Tune, she will get the distance. I know she was well beaten in her later start, but she was staying on. She now steps up in trip. Afropolitan, to get it right ahead of Mythical Tune.
Yeah, looking at the form, this does look to be the case. If it's not today for Afropolitan, I don't know when it ever is going to be. But he is the type of horse that is showing good. As long as the turf, and there's no issue with that at grade 5, then that should just about win. But let's go into pick 6s now. The guys, the experts, will tell you more about it. They are going, Darryl is backing him up with Mythical Tune, so 4 and 7, by 2, 5, 8, by 1 and 3 by field, by 3, 4, 8, 13, and at the back, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 14. That's a costly perm, but you can take whatever amount you want to. And Daryn feels that whilst Afropolitan is the one to beat, perhaps Dawn Mission is the backup, and that's what he's done in the first leg. With those numbers on the screen, he's willing to spend a quarter. At 11.25, you can spend whatever amount you want, entirely up to you, but it does seem quite challenging, though, this pick 6. Let's get on to jackpots now. Race number 4 on the card. It's a handicap. It's fillies and mares, 1,600 metres. Remember that we do this on a Friday in terms of weekend shows. And, well, Maria Carolina, top of the boards at 4 to 1 or thereabouts, Daryn. The Alison Wright stable's been in very, very good form, and certainly a stable to follow. Peter Muscat's got the second choice, Rocky Reef, trading at, joint second favourite, actually, at 4 to 1, those two. But I guess it's one of those more challenging races. Any fillies and mares handicap would be. What do you think?
Yes, Clyde. I actually like this horse, Mel's Princess. Now, last time out, the 2,000 metres may be a bit on the far side. I think the drop back to a mile's going to suit her. I actually sent Warren Texera a text yesterday. I said, what do you think of your filly on Sunday? And he said, stand in the queue. So, obviously, confidence is there over the mile. And very confident, the stable are. So I think Mel's Princess is the horse to beat. I did bank her in the PA. Maria Carolina, but disappointing last time out. It said nothing detected. Maybe an issue there. Miles Princess is better off at the weight with Rocky Reef on that run where there was a short head separating them, a couple of kilos better off. So I think she's a nice little each-way bet.
Okay. We love Manny Texera. Every time you ask him, they win. So that's good. Mel's Princess is trading at 9-2. You confident? Texera's Warren. Oh, is it Warren? Yeah. Okay, well done, Warren. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And there's Manny. Isn't Manny also the other partner? Anyway, well, yes, tell me.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I mean, this filly, Luna, is eclipse now. We don't know how she's going to go on the turf. But when she gets it right, she does it impressively. She does meet Maria Carolina 3 kilograms better off for 4-length beating. But when she gets her own way up front, she's difficult to pick back. Maria Carolina, she's had 3 career victories to date. All have been over this course and distance. And add that to the fact that Keegan DeMelo gets aboard her now. So she's going to run a cracker. And then our sensation has to be included. Now, they put the money down on her last time out, if I'm not mistaken. But on the poly track, So Squishy just dictated from the front on that occasion. I think she is better than what she's shown recently. So for me, it's 5, 2, and 8.
Let's put the selections up then. Let's take a look. What is our play? And now that you've heard from both sides, and this is what Darren's recommending, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the jackpots by field, by 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, and 2, 8, and 12 at the back. It's a 750 Rand pot. This is a handicap at the 69 level. It's over 1,000 meters. Let's talk about the betting. This was Phyllis Spiel, top of the boards at 9-2. Hampton Court to second choice, with joints 9-2, and 11-2 about number 1, Happy Wanderer. So 2, 6, 1 in that sort of order. Having a look at your perms, etc., you've made it open, Daryn.
Yes, an open race. I thought Happy Wanderer should run a big race here from a 1 draw. Also like Brave Voyage is an interesting runner because all his races, bar one, have been over 14, 16, 1800. He tried a sprinting trip once in his penultimate start and he won a really good race. Now they stepped him up to 1400, faded out of contention. Now they've dropped him to the minimum trip. So the value could lie with Brave Voyager and then include the likes of Ndaka. I know he just won a maiden, but off his current rating, I think he's competitive.
All right, there are a few. Darryl?
Only 2 for me, Clyde, but the race doesn't stop there. Just 2 based on the fact that otherwise my perms would have been too costly. My top 2 picks are number 1, Happy Wanderer. Now he's 4 kilograms better off with Philly Spiel from a 1 draw, competitive rating. Woodstock Festival, number 3. Have a look. All his wins have been over 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
He has been victorious over this course and distance in the past. Ratings down to 63 plus 2.5 kilograms off his back. 1 and 3 for me, Clyde.
All right, well, that's trading at around 11, 12 to 1. Woodstock Festival, let's get selections up then. You've heard what the guys like. And, well, Darryl's worked out second jackpot. And, well, if one of those win, it'll be a good start to the jackpot. By field, by 3, 4, 8, and 13. And at the back, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 14. That will cost 672 Rand. On Friday, 5 to 1 the field about race number 6, and this particular race is a handicap. It's over 1,200 metres, and, well, 5 to 1 the field about African Skyline, number 8 on the card. Let's talk to Daryn about African Skyline, whose current form is very solid, you've got to say. You can't really fault him.
He's on the up, this horse, you know. He won a really good race last time out after getting interfered with at a crucial stage of the race. Ideal Act is 4 kilos better off with African Skyline for under a length, beating 3 runs back. He's got to go in. Dandolo will improve back on the turf. Sekulu's got a chance, and Grappler.
Yeah, there are a few, I guess, just to talk about African Skyline, because I like this quite a bit. Back in the 1,200, I think probably going to suit him even better, personally.
Yeah, Clyde, you can't fault his form since he's been gelded. He's improving with each and every start. One with a bit in hand last time out. Only getting up a short head.
Yeah.
But he won with a bit in hand. Dandolo back on the turf. There have been winners from their form line, Clyde. I think the 4th and 5th they've won indirectly from there. And I thought he won with a ton in hand on that occasion. So he's one for the shortlist. And then Sekulu. He's off a very competitive rating, and I thought he was a bit unlucky on the poly track last time out. He didn't get that much luck.
Yeah.
I thought things went a little bit wrong for him in the early stages of that race. So if I had to narrow it down, it is a tricky event, 5, 8 and 10.
Okay, well, Darryl is an interesting choice. It's currently at around 7, 8 to 1, but I think African Skyline probably good enough. Let's hear what the boys have to say. We'll put this up now in terms of what we intend on doing with race number 6 from a selection perspective, and we want to take some exactas and box 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully we can double up. Race 7 is a handicap, fillies and mares, 1,400 metres. It's at the 69 level. Tough race, we believe, and we'll ask Daryn just to dissect it for us a little bit. The markets are showing that Reefway is top of the boards at 4 to 1 for Dennis Dreyer, and that Dennis Bosch has got family favourite as the second choice at 9 to 2. What's your first choice, Daryn?
Well, Reefway's got to go into your bets. I mean, last time out, she landed a big gamble. She won very comfortably and should enjoy the step up and trip. Interesting runner at a big price is Boogie Shoes. Unplaced on poly, runaway winner on turf, unplaced on poly, now back on turf. I think she'll run a big race at a big price. And then I've thrown in family favourite as well.
Okay. It's interesting because you get a horse like Reefway who could be anything, really. So you're not sure how to, take this forward. With this, but in the manner that she won, one wouldn't be surprised if she had to win again, no doubt.
Clyde, she quickened up beautifully on that occasion.
Yeah.
Didn't beat the best of fields, but you can only beat what's in front of you. We have seen a winner from their form line, Clyde. So she's very unexposed. I'm going to be with number 4 here, Kitsen's Adventure, Clyde. Have a look at her rating, down to a 64 from a 76. And Richard Free knows her better this time round. So I'm going to tip the 4 ahead of the 8. And then watch out for number 13, Miss Gibson. Her comeback run was over a distance short of her best. Her penultimate start was over a distance too far for her. She has been victorious over this course in distance in her maiden, when winning her maiden. And Ipika's recorded a hat-trick since then. So for me, 4, 8 and 13.
Yeah, okay, well, interesting. Both guys are on different rich horses. One's on Boogie Shoes and the other one is on this horse Kitten's Adventure. So let's have a look at what we're going to do then in this particular event and show you what the plan is for race number 7. This, of course, being the 1,400, and we're going to do exactas again with 2, 3, 4, 8, 12 and 13. Last race, Get Out Stakes. Is there a Shruti that Daryn Burroughs has found? Have you got a 20 to 1 shot here, Daryn?
I think I've got a 14 to 1 shot that'll run a big race here. Horse called Cavalieri. Now, the only concern is the draw of 14. But in his penultimate start over 1,400 at Scottsville, he bolted home. I promise you, the drop never moved a muscle, and he won going away. Last time out, I liked him, but that was 1,200, and he was off the bit early. He stayed on when the race was over. He's a likely race 6-year-old. He's only had 13 starts. But I just feel if he can slot in off the pace from the draw, he'll come with a big late run. Calvin Habib has one on him. Dangers, Bristol Bowfighter, down in the ratings, should be competitive. And Fiery Duke on that good last run on turf.
Okay. So MJ Odendaal and Cavalieri on the same page?
No, I'm on number 9 over here, Bristol Bowfighter. Thought the 1,200 on the poly track was too quick for him. Down to a 66. I believe this is the right track and trip for him. So he's my topic. I think an improver could be number 6, Joshua Hotsnake. Now, he's very unreliable, Clyde, but he's unexposed of this trip. And on his day, he can certainly switch it on. So it's 9 from 6 for me, but this is a wide open
Tough
event.
race. Yeah, it looks like a tough race. Not going to be easy. I can tell you that. The last race, the Get Out Stakes. And this is what the intention is. We want to, well, Daryn says Cavalieri. And that's at a decent price. The 14, despite the draw, is the one to be. Thank you, everybody, for watching Weighted to Win again. We really do appreciate it. All of the support, the whole team, Nao and Dylan and all of the team that put their work in over here and make things happen. We really do appreciate it. And don't forget that the donuts are on the table for a reason. There's another Pick 6 to come.